Welcome to this demonstration video from Drug Testing Kits UK. Here we explain how to use the popular oral fluid saliva drug testing cube. If we take a close look at this saliva oral fluid testing kit in its official packaging, we can see that it shows the product expiry date, lot number, and product code. So now let's see how the test cube looks when we open the foil. There is a small silica pouch which is there to ensure that the product remains dry and stays in perfect condition. And I must stress that this entire foil package should only be opened at the time the drug test is carried out. Here is the testing kit, and as you can see, the robust collection swabbing sponge, which is incorporated into the lid of the test cube, is individually wrapped. Looking at the cube, which is made from a clear Perspex plastic, we can see that the lid and attached swab should be securely put into place. And here on the outside of the front wall, there is a result sticker, which is peeled off to reveal the window panel and reactive testing pad. As you can see, this testing pad is embedded into the collection chamber on the internal front wall. Now, I have to tell you that you should only remove the sticker at the time you're ready to read the results. So that's the overview of the components done. Now it's time to think about the collection swab. When you conduct a drug test, simply give the swab and the incorporated handle to the participant. At this point, it's important for me to stress that when you do this, you must ensure that the person being tested has followed the manufacturer's instructions. These should ideally be given to them at least an hour prior to the testing time. So let's take a look at how to carry out the test and interpret the results, along with how to use the alcohol colour chart. These manufacturer's instructions state that the participant must not eat, drink, or smoke for 10 minutes prior to the drug test, although that being said, we recommend that this is preferably 20 minutes prior to the drug test. Now, with regard to the swabbing process, the participant should be asked to feed saliva onto their tongue so that the tough swab becomes soft and fully saturated. After this, they should move the swab around their mouth and oral cavity. This means swabbing the top and bottom of their mouth, under their tongue, the side of their gums, and the front and back of their teeth. Once this is done and the swab has been collected, the administrator will check that the swab is soft and fully saturated with saliva. Now is the time to dispatch the saliva into the bottom of the cube. But prior to doing this, the administrator must ensure that the cube is in an upright position on a level table. They should then put the swab into the center of the cube and push down the lid until they hear it click and lock, like this. So now if I turn the cube around, it's easy to see that the saliva swab is fully compacted down into the central compartment and that the swab's saliva load has been dispatched into the bottom chamber. All we have to do now is to make sure that the cube remains upright as we start our timer for 10 minutes. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. After this time period, I will reveal the results window so that I can show you how to interpret the results. Right, now it's been 10 minutes. Now, in order to see how the results show up, let's just peel off the window panel. So here we can see the results panel inside the test cube. This features different columns for each drug and alcohol if the specific test covers alcohol. Alcohol is abbreviated to ALC, and you can see this here on the far right-hand side of the columns. So let's look at the drug results. Here we see that all T lines are showing up, and this means that there is a clear negative result. If the drug testing cube shows negative results, then this is all that's required. Conversely, if you see any positive test results shown by a visible C line only, by the way, I expect that you know that a positive result means that the participant has got traces of that specific drug in their system. Now, moving on to alcohol. When we're testing for alcohol, we need to look at the alcohol colour card, which also comes with the testing cube if alcohol is covered on the test. This chart features different colour blocks which should be compared to the reactive test results. Now, in the case of alcohol, negative means no colour changes on the reactive pad, and positive means there are colour changes on the reactive pad. You will see here on the alcohol colour card that the approximate blood levels range from 0 to 300 milligrams per 100 millilitres. I do have to mention that if the control lines don't show up, then it's usually down to saliva being either inadequate or too viscous. But the good news is that this state-of-the-art drug testing cube actually incorporates a panel that we can remove to check out the bottom chamber. Also, as an alternative, we can simply reverse the cube around. That way we can check whether sufficient saliva is moving about. If there is no saliva moving around the back of the cube and there aren't any visible control lines on the results column, then this is normally due to insufficient saliva on the swab. Going back to the results columns in the test cube, you will see that all the different drugs have been abbreviated. So, for example, cannabis is listed as THC, which is the abbreviation for its chemical name. So you must look under each column to see whether there is a negative or positive result. In order to ensure that the test results are accurate, we mustn't be drawn into interpreting the test lines due to their thickness or the colour density. This is because these factors vary according to which drug test we've used. So you can be safe in the knowledge that these characteristics are standard for all drug and alcohol tests. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching this Drug Testing Kits UK explainer video. We hope that you found it helpful, and if you need any free professional guidance on what types of drug and alcohol testing kits would be the most advantageous and cost-effective for yourself or company, then do not hesitate to call or message our friendly experts.